The next album we're going to talk about is number 497, Selena's Amor Prohibido. This album was released on March 22nd, 1994. It's a Spanish language album. It comes in at 35 minutes and 27 seconds. Coming out of Amen Studios in San Antonio, Texas. Produced by A.B. Quintanilla. This is Selena's fourth studio album. My exposure to Selena was not her music. It was actually the biopic
Yeah.
starring Jennifer Lopez
Yep.
that prominently played on HBO in the late 90s. Um, that's how I came to know about her. Kyle, what did you think of this album?
Hey, it's Kyle. Just jumping in real quick to ask, do you approve this groove? Let us know in the comments. Give us a quick thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and join the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, my background knowledge of Selena was pretty much the same. I came into this knowing her general story and certainly the movie of her life, and how tragic the end of her life was and how young she was. So I didn't. I mean, I coming into this album, that was really all I knew, and I was. This album ended up kind of just being a pretty straightforward pop album, and not to any fault, not to anything like in any bad way. I enjoyed the Latin American elements. It was kind of fun at times, but it really just kind of was a straightforward pop album in a lot of ways for me. The songs were fine. There was, what was it, Techno Cumbia, I think is the seventh song on there. I kind of like that. It had a little bit of an edge to it. The fourth song, I don't want to mess around with Spanish and make myself sound like an idiot, but the fourth track, yep, I
Fotos y Recuerdos.
yep, I enjoyed it. It was catchy. It was fun to listen to. What the eighth track had like kind of this oompa polka Latin American kind of like thing all mixed together that was okay to listen to. But some of these songs were just silly, and I don't know if it was an age thing. I know she was young when she recorded a lot of this, not like child young, but young adult. Like Bitty Bitty Bomb Bomb, that was such a silly song. The Yeah No, the last song on the album, to me was like a bad take on like an 80s action movie montage song is how it felt. Yeah. But that being said, I don't want to knock it too bad because this was a fantastically successful album. Like my own personal reaction to it aside, it was a fantastically successful album. Like the thing I just wanted to look up because as I was listening to this a couple of days ago, I was looking at, on YouTube Music that I use, it shows the number of plays for every song. And I just happened to open it up and look and was like, my mind was blown. Like the first song on the album, the title track, Amor Prohibido, is and this is just YouTube Music. This isn't Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that. On YouTube Music, it's 595 million plays. Like over half a billion plays of that one song. As much as I said it was silly, Bitty Bitty Bomb Bomb has 287 million plays. Like these, I think the lowest number on here is like 6 million plays. Like everything else is 53 million to 11, 89 million. Like it's a fantastically successful album despite I didn't really get a whole lot out of it, but this is one where I don't question why it's on the list quite so much because it's a fantastically successful album, and it worked.
And I mean, it's successful in a lot of ways. Like you've referenced some of them. The raw plays are tell a tale. This recording has been ranked as the best-selling Tejano album of the '90s, and when you say that, they really should lead with the second part. It's the best-selling Tejano album of all time. The notes on Wikipedia say that it went 41 times platinum. I don't know exactly how that like is calculated, but I mean, hey, if it's not on Wikipedia, it must be true, right? Um, the other thing that I notice is that on the Wikipedia page, it gives the year-end chart positions. This, I mean, for the first one, two, three, 3 years after it was released, it was in the number one position on U.S. Mexican albums and in the top six for U.S. top Latin albums. It doesn't hit double digits until 2013.
Wow.
And then there's even a resurgence in the last 8 years or so where it pops back down into single digits year-end charts for U.S. Latin catalog albums. Um, it's definitely like a timeless album for a lot of people around the world. I had a similar takeaway. Again, I think for me as reacting to this album, not speaking Spanish makes it more difficult for me to get into. Um, I did have a problem stylistically with my own taste. With again, this had that sort of Casio keyboard quality to it.
Yep.
Really dialed in. Not a lot of wiggle room with the sound of it. Um, One thing I learned that I can appreciate is that the title track "Amor Prohibido" is kind of a biographic story of, I think it was her grandparents' love story. Like a Romeo and Juliet kind of type thing. So she wrote that song, and it was a very personal song for her. But yeah, I agree. Bitty Bitty Bum Bum was the only song that I recognized, and I think that's due to either just it being around or its commercial uses. That song stuck with me a little bit, but I didn't. It didn't resonate with me personally a lot, but that's again no fault of hers or the songwriting. It's just I think that's more of a personal thing. Um, yeah, this is a widely regarded, highly regarded album across the world. Um, yeah. Anything else on this one?
I don't know. I think we paid it its due respect despite our own personal preferences.
What did you score this one?
2.5. I mean, right down the middle. It was the same thing. Not offensive. Nothing wrong with it. Just not my thing. I'm not gonna go back to it. I'm not gonna re-listen to it.
Yeah, I gave it a 2, which in my scale means I just don't need to hear it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I can appreciate it, but it's not one that I would go back to personally. Cool. That was Amor Prohibido by Selena in at the 479th greatest album of all time.
Hey, thanks for watching. We'd love to know what you think of this album, so let us know in the comments. Do you approve this groove? And as always, a quick thumbs up helps a lot. Subscribe so you can see all 500 albums, and we'll see you on the next record.